reservoir right now because there's a lot of floating debris and logs on the reservoir. So we're trying to lower it to get those beached so that they don't float across the reservoir and clog the spillway. All right, gang, so let's go around to where they're working. So guys, we're going to go down to where the spillway now comes back into the St. Vrain. And so there's a contractor's excavating, right? So you can see the culvert up here was what we used to have in the crossing and gone. I think the culvert got completely taken out this storm, didn't it? So this has been cut like 20 to 30 feet. This is the spillway. This is where the bulk of the water was coming over the dam. Anywhere from 9 to 11,000 CFS was coming right through here. It was hitting, there was a culvert. You can see sort of remnants of the culvert here. Obviously it took it right out. And so from here down now, the entire flow of the river was going down through here, which is why the road is completely devastated as we work further down. And this is just a temporary bypass to get us so we can start building the road back down to Longmont Reservoir.
Oh, because the water was going that way.
And right now, we don't expect any more to come over the spillway. You know, if we got another huge rain event, well, the reservoir is going to fill and it'll go right through here again. So this is just temporary.
Right here?
This is the riverbed. We're standing in the riverbed right now.
That's the normal channel.
The road is over there, and we will be putting culverts back in and establishing the roadway through there ultimately. But on our initial thing, it's quick and dirty. We're just going to get this in here so that we can get equipment down to the diversion reservoir. But how many residents? But you know, the good news about Ralph Price here, though, is that unlike a lot of dams, the spillway on this dam is not connected to the dam structure itself. It actually comes over a separate mountain. And so this kind of erosion, this kind of damage doesn't ever threaten the structural integrity of the dam, which is why Button Rock Dam is so safe. And you know, the guys that designed this thing to put the spillway coming through a natural mountain, pretty smart guys. Keep it away from the dam itself, because imagine if this had happened close to the dam. A lot of dams have their spillways that are right next to the edge of the dam. This thing flowing full, though, is just shocking. That
they've lowered the dam about 5 feet from the spillway.
This is, as you go further up, you'll actually come up to the spillway on Ralph Price Reservoir. And so what we're looking at here is sort of the erosion and the damage that occurred when the anywhere from 9 to 11,000 CFS was coming over the spillway, which is by far the most that's ever come over the spillway since the dam was built back in 1969. So it's never had this kind of flow and this kind of damage coming down through the spillway section of the property up here. And so what we're seeing is just major erosion back into this roadway that's sort of jeopardized how this roadway is going to be reopened and reused. So, you know, the interesting thing that I'm seeing as I'm looking at it here is it looks like we have gouged down to the granite, to the rock. So I think we've found the new bottom of the channel. I think even Mother Nature is going to have a hard time going much deeper than what we are now. But you know, the spillway carries can pass up to 32,000 CFS, and we had about 11,000 coming over, anywhere from 9 to 11,000 over this last storm. And so imagine now if we ever had that maximum storm and had 32,000 CFS coming through. My guess is where we're standing would be gone. This entire area would be gouged out. It'll go wider. It probably won't be able to go much deeper because we're down to the rock. Phenomenal to see what Mother Nature will do, you know, amazing. we're dealing with damage and a recovery effort that far exceeds anything that we've ever had at this reservoir. But we will get it done. It's going to, our projections are that we're going to reestablish our water supply out of the St. Vrain by the first of the year. And we have contractors working now to get the roads rebuilt. And that's step one. Then we're going to clear out the reservoirs, get the debris out of the Longmont Reservoir, and start running water down the, our north pipeline again back into the city. It's a lot of work, and we're thankful, I guess, that we've got the Corps of Engineers helping us. We've got FEMA, the NRCS is coming into bear. So certainly the federal and state government are providing us with a lot of valuable assistance that we're going to need in addition to our own resources here in Longmont.
This is the road to the Longmont Dam in the North St. Vrain.
So what we're looking at is we're standing here where County Road 80 used to come off of US Highway 36. And where the backhoe is sitting over here is where the St. Vrain River, the North St. Vrain Channel used to go through. What the river did is it took out everything here. It came out of its channel. That's the river channel over there where the St. Vrain used to be. This was all private property over here. Where we're standing, you can see we're lining up with where the road used to be. And so this is where we're going to rebuild the road because this is where the public right-of-way is for the road to go through. And so what happened up here is it completely undermined, but it didn't, the concrete structure did not fall in, which is actually really good. We still have a bridge that we can cross the river with. And Shelley's Cottages, that's their access road to get into their resort. And so what the National Guard guys are doing is creating what's really going to be a nice wall here of rock that's going to keep the river from ever going back in and undermining back in that area again. So I did not know they were going to take this approach, but that rock is also serving to hold their it's called flow fill concrete is what they're putting behind it where that white truck is. There's a huge cavern hole there. They're completely filling that in with concrete. And so this rock is holding the concrete back and creating a wall for it to hold against. And I think it's going to look nice when they're done. They're going to have it's going to be a nice appearance, and
they're just literally picking rocks up
from the riverbed. Yep. Might as well put them to use, right? And this operator is awesome. He was working this yesterday. He's gotten a lot more done just since yesterday. And so now what we're going to do when we get started with excavating, this is some of their equipment back here behind us. First step they're going to have to do is start backfilling off the edge of the bridge here so we can establish a place to turn off the highway and start building the road. And so it gets more difficult as we head west here because, again, where the river is now to the west of us is where the road needs to go. And so we're going to be pulling all this debris out of the channel here and using it to rebuild the roadway. These are the homeowners that have access. As soon as we get the river back where it's supposed to be, they're still going to have to figure out how to get access back up to their homes. And I think the access road, I believe it used to be down there. This was a cabin that was just destroyed. It's gone, and the folks have been able to come in and get most of their belongings, retrieve what they could out of it. But you can see how close it was getting. These folks were very concerned that their cabins were gonna come in. And so the homeowners did all this work over here, laying down the plastic. I think it was to try to do what they could to keep it from continuing eroding. And because the first time I was up here, the river was cutting clear back into there. So you can see they have hired a backhoe operator come in on their own and create that little diversion dike along there that's holding the river back in. They're doing what they can to protect their property, and you know, once we get the roadway in here, they're all very interested for the city and the county to get the roadway reestablished, because that's going to give them access back into their homes that up until now they obviously don't have any access. So the you know, the phenomena that happened here, and this happened up and down the St. Vrain. As the flood started to increase and as the flow started to increase, it started to move all this debris and all this rock, and it slowly filled in the channels in different areas. And as that rock built up, then the river would spill out of its bank and it would cut a new channel. And so the river moved enough material to create a blockage, if you will, many places up and down the river, 10 or so places at least, where it then forced itself out and it breached and went a new route. Frankly, found an easier way to cut down through the earth. And you can see how much lower the river is over there than where we are standing here right now. It's at least a good 10 feet below where we are. And that's going to be part of our challenge as well, is digging this debris out. The good news is we need all the debris we can get and all the rock we can get, because we're going to need it to build the road base upstream as we cross the river directly ahead of us. The road is essentially straight through here. To the left on that sheer rock wall is where the road used to go, right next to it, and then it goes around the corner. And so it's on the right side, or excuse me, the left side of the trees through here. The stretch of the road that we're on right here is Boulder County Road 80. So this is actually the responsibility of Boulder County to rebuild this part of the road. What the city and the county have done is we've entered into an intergovernmental agreement whereby the city is taking the lead with the contractors to build the entire road, both this stretch, which is county responsibility, as well as the stretch that's on the city's property up near Longmont Reservoir. We're building it all under one contract in partnership with the county. The county is ultimately going to be responsible for rebuilding the permanent road down here. And so in essence, the city is acting as a contractor for Boulder County right now. Boulder County is going to be inspecting the work on Boulder County 80, and they're also going to be overseeing the management of the construction, even of the initial road through here. So it's a good partnership between the city and the county, and one that I'm really happy to be part of, because I think it shows how local government can come together and actually get things done for mutual benefit of everybody. So it's what we needed to do, and it's really a good outcome. Otherwise, we'd be disputing each other on who's going to take the lead and how to get that done. But our city council and the county commissioners came together and got that agreement done, and actually got that agreement done in 1 week. Which I think is record time for getting an intergovernmental agreement done. So,
is the plan currently to put the river back
into this channel? Right. We're going to come up through here. We're going to take this material and we're going to use a lot of it to build the roadway coming off of the bridge, and then as we get up to the upstream of us here, we're going to force this material. We're going to literally push this material over, and in doing so, we're going to fill in where the river's flowing right now, and we're going to get it back into the channel here where it needs to be. And because this lines up with the bridge downstream of us in order to get back under the bridge and travel down along 36. Otherwise, these homeowners are faced with having to build a bridge or something to get to their properties, and so we need to get it back to where it used to be. And you know, we need all this material. You know, the material's here, and we're going to need all of it to rebuild the road and to get the channel back where it needs to be.